Convertibles USA. Yeah!
This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 99.
The Big 99.
The Big 99.
We're back.
So
back.
close, yeah. In person.
So close.
John and I were just trying to figure out when
person.
the last time we actually recorded
in person.
I don't know. 90.
I don't
I
even
think
know.
it's been close to a year, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
Has it?
Probably.
I don't know. Well, anyways, we're in person.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. So if this feels...
This is a new era.
yeah, folks.
Forget the old Corvettes, because
Yeah.
as you can see, a lot has changed.
We've redefined everything from the ground up.
Yeah, this is not your grandfather's Car Bros podcast.
Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thanks to our continued support from the few diehard patrons.
Lively community.
Yeah, you are the reason that we continue. We've got a special treat.
So yeah, this is 9 months in the making because I went to Vegas in October of last year.
Yes.
And got...
It's currently almost August.
Oh, wow.
That is that's one
Yeah.
of the few
Yeah.
places that you can buy hard Mountain Dew is the beverage. You can see it right here on the table for the video viewers, but it is an alcoholic Mountain Dew, although it has 0 sugar and 0 caffeine. So I don't know how much Mountain Dew
what
it
makes
actually
it
is.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but so this is the guys trying it for the first time.
Okay, this tastes like Mountain Dew flavored Kool-Aid
Yeah, this is, I mean,
with like some cheap vodka.
yeah, like
added to it.
I won't say that it's bad. I'll just say like it's completely like nondescript. Like,
Yeah.
If somebody made this,
Yeah.
they're like, I just come on in. We're making like car shooters.
Yeah.
Or, we're making Irish somethings.
Yeah.
And they handed me this. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is like kind of a
it's just kind of like
sort of like collegey.
yeah, it's just kind of like
drink.
it's just kind of like a sweet. Like I could see something like, yeah, we had some Mountain Dew and we put a little bit of whatever in it.
Right. I would not be like, it's been a long week.
Yeah. Come home to refresh it.
Yeah.
What I taste is the overwhelming artificial sweetener.
It is.
It does taste good, but it's not like Mountain Dew is very natural.
Yeah, it's like this is
Right,
not
but
Mountain Dew.
This is not grand.
I would say it tastes more like Diet Mountain Dew than regular Mountain Dew.
Probably.
Because of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the, regular Mountain Dew has the very authentic corn syrup sweetness.
This is, I think people thought this was going to be like fucking Mountain Dew plus.
Right.
Like, you know, if you're
Like
in
it was going to
Mountain Dew-
unlock some like
Yeah. And this is more like, here's an alcoholic drink sort of loosely sponsored by Mountain Dew, kind of.
Yeah.
In the image of Mountain
Yeah, like in the spirit of Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And if you go into it with those expectations.
There are 3 other flavors, but I only got the original.
That's okay.
Yeah, I know.
I think we,
Like I say, I don't dislike it, but I don't know
Yeah.
why you would like go out of your
Go out of your way to
buy it.
enjoy this instead of
Right.
any other. Like I would much rather have a beer.
Yeah.
than
yeah,
this.
I think for what it is, I give it about a 7.5 out of 10, maybe.
I guess it accomplishes its
Yeah,
mission, although its
for a
mission is kind of
fucking
dumb in the
hard
first
Mountain
place.
Dew.
Yeah.
But then in a vacuum, just taking it as what it is,
Right.
about a 4 maybe.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, hey, do you have any booze?
Right.
Like I was so pumped when we bought the tickets to go to the Panic at the Disco show in Vegas. I was like, oh hell yeah! Like they have
Because
hard
they
Mountain
were
Dew.
hyping this up.
They were.
so
Yeah, they're
much.
like Twitter
and they
account.
still are. Like
They still are. Yeah, and so
Like you got to cross state lines
yeah, like
to
I
get
like
this kind of.
like before we even flew, like I looked up like okay, like where can I buy some?
Which gas station?
Yeah, either a gas station or I got this
Yeah.
one at the Target in Vegas. But,
Wow.
But it's they only have the 24-ounce cans, and
That's a big can.
it's a lot of fucking
It's a lot
liquid.
of liquid.
And so-
Jeez.
So when I cracked it open and like tasted it for the first time, I was instantly disappointed because I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
And
Like-
now you have 23
and then
a half
I
more ounces.
exactly, and
to-
so I couldn't even finish it. I was like, if this was a regular 12-ounce can, I could have enjoyed it, but I got like halfway through it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's hot as fuck in Vegas.
This would not be bad as like an 8-ounce can.
Right, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
the little
it's just
like,
I will
it's
say,
too
like,
much.
it'd be pretty good, like, in like a situation that you like actually wanted to drink Mountain Dew. Like, oh, the guys are coming over for like
Totally,
a
yeah.
long weekend of playing
we're
games.
gonna,
and you just kind of like,
we're gonna play Diablo.
yeah,
for
you just
12
kind of like
hours.
drink this over the span of like a day or two.
This is the equivalent of like older Sunny D or something. This is like you open the fridge at John's house, like, okay, we got 805 hard Mountain Dew. You know, this is
Right.
like the the alternative choices. This is the like purple soda,
Right.
But it's fine. You know, it's fine.
Oh, mom got hard Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Oh, mom, did you get? Oh. Yeah, like that's basically what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're
think
in our
I'm gonna-
late 30s.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna mix regular Mountain Dew
yeah,
with the hard Mountain Dew
we've got our backup here.
Then it's not gonna have to bite.
and
bro.
see if it
Yeah, if you're a bitch,
does it a lot.
you can't handle the full octane. Can I get
You need to water it down like a sissy.
Can I get a hard Mountain Dew with a single large ice cube?
Yeah.
Like how they make an old fashioned.
Oh, the old whiskeys.
yeah, the big old
yeah.
fucking ice cube. Yeah, just a
Do you guys ever drink highballs?
hard dew
Yeah.
on the rocks.
What's that?
No,
It's like whiskey and kind of like, I guess, sort of like lemon.
lemon something.
It's like the most popular like drink in Japan.
Oh, okay, no.
I was just in Japan for like a month, and
Right.
like it's just like
Everyone
that,
drinks
like
highballs.
that and beer is like essentially all people ever drink.
Yeah, it's the only two options.
Yeah, I mean there is stuff,
No,
but like
I
just
know.
in like casual settings, like
Yeah.
you either drink a highball or a beer.
Yeah, you either want beer or liquor.
A beer that you don't ask for by brand. You just say like, I'll have a beer.
I'll just have a beer.
Yeah.
You can either
Generic.
have a beer or a drink,
Yeah.
which is a highball.
yeah.
Like, those are your options.
Yeah.
And it works.
They're pretty good, I guess.
Okay, so do you have anything? Well, I just want to say, well, I don't fucking know. God, when we don't do this for a year, it's hard to prioritize.
There's no like timely topic.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm selling the M5, and maybe when this podcast goes live, depending on, it'll either be finished.
Yeah. As we record this, it's supposed to go live.
As we
any
record it,
day.
it has not gone live yet, so we'll see. But I thought about like making a quick video, like if anyone I know wants to buy it,
Right,
You know, sort of like before the feeding frenzy.
discerning enthusiast.
Yeah, because a lot of people have expressed interest over the years, but I also want maximum money for it,
Right.
and so I kind of would rather put it up for auction. It's going to bring a trailer.
put your hat in the ring.
Yeah, instead of like, oh, I'll give you like a good deal.
Right,
and it's
right.
like, well, I wouldn't. The only reason I'm selling it is to get money.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah,
not.
You're not selling because you have to get rid
Desperate
of
times.
it.
Yeah, it's like this thing is so hard to sell. I really struggled like deciding to sell it. But I think it's the right move. But anyways, but you can bid on it. So if this comes out
on
before,
the free market.
yeah, if this comes out before the auction is done, go check.
Would
it
you
out.
say you spent like 40 something like?
So I getting it ready for sale, which I was still like on the fence, but I better fix this anyways. Truly goes back to putting tires on it.
Yeah.
Like 5 months ago,
Right.
because it needed tires. So Pilot Sport 4S, which
Excellent.
are amazing tire. They're like crazy how good they are.
I would have gone Potenza RE1s, but
I mean, they're stickier tires.
Yeah.
But the fact
For some people.
oh, no, wait, what do I have? 70R?
71.
71R. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, but that's like a track tire.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Look, bro, for some
yeah,
people.
for some-
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Some people just don't demand the most out of their car.
Pilot Sport 4S is like a 300 tread wear.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just a really good tire. And it like, I had kind of lame tires on there the whole life of the car.
Changhongs.
If you were, no, they were fine. They were just kind of old.
Yeah.
They weren't quite Changhongs, but or
Unicorns.
Linghongs or whatever.
Lionheart.
Yeah, lion hearts. Yeah. But what is just making me realize, if you're going to buy a special car and you plan to own it for a while, just immediately invest in the shit that's going to serve you for the life of the car, like tires or just whatever you're going to like
Shift now.
eventually need, do immediately. Instead of at the fucking end,
Yeah.
it always happens.
For the
where
next
it's like,
owner, yeah.
it's like getting the car ready to sell, and you fix all this shit, and you're like, "Damn, this thing rules."
should keep this.
This thing's awesome. So I spent like, anyways, back to your comment. I spent like recently 40 to, I mean, it's probably more like 60 to 80 hours, like detailing it, photographing it,
Chicago Auto
listing
Pro.
it. Yeah, I just went nuts. It's got a ceramic coat on it. But it was actually kind of therapeutic to detail it sort of one last time.
Say goodbye.
Like, it was like a really like,
Yeah.
it was like,
It's like some breakup sex or something.
getting my pretty bride all ready for your next, it was like, I don't know. It actually helped me like let go, like getting it all cleaned up one more time. But it is fucking immaculate now. It's crazy how clean it is. So we'll see. Anyways, that is the kind of the end of an era a little bit.
Damn. When did you get? Like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, late 2013.
Damn.
And I'm putting it no reserve too.
Oh,
so
damn.
it's just fucking going.
Damn.
It's gone. It's going.
Can you put a starting?
I'm gonna put in one of those early bids. Yeah, I was in the mix.
Yeah,
so
like
4,500 bucks.
Yeah, 45. Nope. Too much.
Well, it went up. Well,
46.
You never know, but
I tried.
Yeah.
My limit was 4,500, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah,
That's just what
see.
she's worth to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I really don't know, because at that point, a car is you're paying based on emotion.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It doesn't like. That's why I wanted it to go to auction. Because it's like I don't fucking know.
I just wonder. I wonder if anyone's gonna like know that it's point out that it's your car. Like, oh, this car was owned by the guy from Car Bros.
you know, I didn't. I'm not in any of the videos.
Bit of a micro celebrity.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Influencer.
But the videos are on. They're unlisted, but on our channel.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't think
Even the pure video?
I'm not gonna put that on.
No,
there.
but that's unlisted.
No, that one's listed.
Yeah, okay,
But that's not in
that's
the auction.
Right, yeah, no.
I mean, for the auction, I shot like interior
Right.
Yeah.
video, like driving video or whatever, but my face is not in it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't really want to draw attention. This car was enthusiast owned.
Yeah.
I think the pride of ownership definitely comes through because I was like, I mean, yeah. The annoying thing about bringing a trailer is at this point, it's just bring a flipper. It's like the amount of cars going through there that's actually like what I'm selling. Like, it's my
Right.
you know,
Had
it's
this
my
for a
special
decade.
car,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
here it
It's
is.
always like the owner acquired this car. Like,
Yeah, it's fucking
in
the
November
selling
or
dealer
something.
fucking lowballed the original owner
Yeah.
like 2 months ago,
Right.
and now they're flipping it.
Yeah.
And so when you're interacting with the seller, you're not really talking to the person
Right.
who like owned the car.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to try to be very active if people have questions. But I tried to shoot it thorough enough so that you could buy it without seeing it.
Right.
Like,
Which is
no
kind of a big
surprises.
challenge, especially like at that level of like scrutiny.
Yeah. So we'll see. I've been on Bring a Trailer a while, so I think
Yeah.
Peanut gallery.
yeah, I think I
experience.
know how to. Yeah. So we'll see.
Hopefully you mentioned in the description that it's a very good car for picking up 20-year-old strange.
I hope you crack something. out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a little bittersweet, but I think it's the right move. Plus, I still have my Corvette.
the real gem.
Yeah.
I'm not really only losing one of my. Yeah.
Damn.
So we'll see. I simultaneously think a C5 Corvette is one of the best just accomplishments, automotive things ever made. Simultaneously think that, and that they'll never really be worth anything.
Yeah.
Because there's just so fucking many of them.
Right.
And there's just people who are committed to preserving them.
Yeah.
It simultaneously is the best car and always going to be the best value.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, just go get one.
Like it's hard for them to ever get exclusive.
They're never going to be exclusive.
Yeah.
They're never going to be exclusive. But they're awesome.
Really, like I guess all Corvettes are like even like the most like the whatever like 63 split window.
Yeah.
Like that's like whatever like the cream of the crop.
Yeah, the best.
But they're still like you can still buy one for $75,000.
Yeah, you
It's
still
like,
go get like an awesome.
Yeah, it's not like oh my god I found one. It's like I think they have they have kind of a low ceiling.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure it exists. Like the C7 ZR1, those things are gone.
Yeah.
They're never going to be sub six figures.
Yeah.
Or like a 69, like 427
Yeah,
or
427,
whatever. You
yeah.
know, if they made like 12 of them,
Right.
Sure. But then it's just so funny. Like, one thing I really am just not liking about the Corvette is the owners. Like the
stereotype?
community. No, it's not fucking that at all. And that actually pisses me off. It's like, oh, dude, New Balance.
Got your jean
New
shorts.
Balance.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's not, that hasn't been relevant for like 15 fucking years. We get it. You're like 22 and you're not old and you're
Right.
buying a vet. Like, okay, it's like, that's not interesting. No, it's more that if you want to like, if you're just really bad at the economics of investing,
Yeah.
and you're into cars, the Corvette just naturally attracts people who think they're going to strike it rich
Right.
with this thing that will never be.
They think they're like doing something beyond just like kind of like an impulse.
Yeah,
like,
they're just
I bought it because it's cool.
and it's just like this is the one. So the whole fucking community is just constant. Like the C7's the best one. Like no, actually the C4 ZR1, and it's just all people who own that car
Right.
trying to be like, well, actually, peak Corvette to me is the 96 Grand Sport. It's just all based on like, come on, baby, daddy needs a retirement account. Like it's just, but it's not so high end where it's like, no, actually the 488 Speciale that I have, you know, I'm trying to make my $600,000 car turn into $1 million. It's like, I'm trying to make my $22,000 car
Like 40.
like 40 maybe. And so it's just prevalent. It's just everywhere. It's just like constant, like C6 is the peak.
that was like, everyone knows.
Yeah, there's no like tech discussion because it's such a simple car. It's like, go fucking race it. It's amazing. It's not like, you know, any other car where it's like, this is not quite made for racing. And so you're kind of on the bleeding edge of making it high performance when you're putting a SR20 in your 240 SX. A Vet is just fucking like turn the lowering bolts and go like destroy everyone on
change
the
your
track.
brake fluid.
Like change the brake fluid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I do love that car, but I like it in a vacuum. Like the best way to experience Corvette ownership is fucking stay off the internet and just like
just drive it.
enjoy it for you. Yeah, just drive it. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Do you want to talk about Japan at all? Is there anything like cool there? Or?
No, I mean it just feel. I would say like I guess this is not really car related, but like more just overall. Like we go to Japan fairly often, but like I hadn't been back in a little over 5 years.
Right.
Obviously, part of that is because of the pandemic, which made it kind of a pain in the ass to travel.
Right.
But I would say like on the ground in the U.S. like things feel noticeably different. Like if you compared 2019 to now, you would just say like things generally feel like fairly different, I would think.
I think there's just a level of fear in everything.
There's kind of like, there's like,
because when I look back at that time, there's just a level of kind of carefreeness.
Yeah. There's just
optimism.
there just seems to be kind of like, I don't know, like dysfunction or like what, just like things don't seem like quite right.
Yeah.
I would say. But like Japan felt like more or less like the same as I've always
Back to just like business as
yeah.
usual.
Yeah, I mean there is like there's like a percentage of people there that I guess will just always wear masks now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's still like maybe half like in like public settings. That's the only thing that I would say like if you just were like dropped off there and didn't know what had happened, like that's the only thing you'd notice.
Yeah. I mean, COVID-wise, America I was in a meeting the other day with like 50 people crammed into a little meeting room. I was like, COVID's done. That shit is gone.
Right.
But I think what you're describing is just, and it kind of happened at, like, America just goes through these traumas every 10 years, it seems. Because you remember, like, post 9/11, it's like, well, those were the good old days, late 90s.
Right.
And then, like, post 0809, you were like, well, that run up to 0809 were the good old days. Like that was whatever. And then this happened, and it's like, well, 2019. I mean, we don't really heal from them.
Right. You
Life
just kind of
gets a little worse.
You just kind of move to the next thing.
And so it really is. We just get kind of more and more sort of like anxious and like shitty.
Right.
But then things get even worse.
And
we realize
that actually wasn't as bad.
The previous level actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's an American thing. I think that is
kind of universal.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, you're saying it's not like that there.
But again, like I said, I haven't been living there, so like I'm sure there are obviously nowhere stays the same forever.
Yeah.
But
there are differences.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, it was great. I mean,
welcome back.
Yeah.
Although most of our group interaction takes place through a group text message.
Right. I feel like really not much has changed.
Which is funny because we'll travel.
Except the time change was like you were more active.
I'd send like a meme when it's like 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
So had you had the Corolla when we casted last?
No.
Okay, so you now have a GR Corolla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Look, people.
I can't really remember.
Okay, so we haven't talked about it at all.
Well, I mean, we have talked about it, like
The car.
Yeah,
No.
that you had one on
right,
order.
right. That like I wanted to get one, and like
Right.
I sent a deposit and this and that.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I got a GR Corolla.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
No, like I wasn't like, to be honest, like the car, like it kind of like slipped to the back of my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like kind of, I think that happens like once a car like they announce it and then like everyone gets kind of excited and then there's this kind of like somewhere between like 6 months to like a year period where you like there's not really anything to do.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that with that car, the Type R sort of took some air out of it. So it was like GR Corolla, and then it was like Type R,
Right.
and everyone like moved on to that. And but this car was not full of hot air. It
Right.
wasn't like, oh yeah, like too
Yeah.
bad. It's and so now it's almost. I mean, I guess it's because you can't buy one. But
Right.
It's like it's still good.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
not really being talked about as much, I think.
Yeah. So like I'd say I put the deposit in like partly because I wanted one in a way, but also partly just as like, why would you not when you have the opportunity to like buy something not cheap, but
Be pretty high on the list
Right.
at MSRP.
Yeah. So like I hadn't really thought about it. And like at first I was like, man, I don't even think I really want the like base model core version.
Uh-huh.
And like I was kind of not mad at Toyota, but just kind of like
For existing.
just like again, like in these kind of like limited
I agree.
production, like why you
It
like
did
waste
not make sense in the current environment,
Right,
To
right.
even make anything but the most of the version that the most people want.
right, like the Type R, like there is no there's one version like that's
Everyone that comes out
is the same one.
you could buy,
Right,
and
right.
Just other than color, you'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
happy.
yeah. So like again, like I didn't really think about it, and then I just got at first I was like, I think I'll just wait for the circuit.
And really, what we're talking about here is that some of these GR Corollas are sold without front and rear limited slip differentials.
Yes,
right. That is really when it comes down to
which
it.
apparently is like a very small percentage.
Yeah, it's,
Okay,
like, very
but
rare,
at first
right?
we
Yeah.
thought that was it is possible to get one,
Right, like
without
I have seen that they do
Yeah.
exist,
And
but,
so
but
it's
again,
like,
like why
why the
It's
fuck?
literally like the car is like
Yeah.
the car is like $37,000, and
Yeah.
the twin limited slip differentials are like $1,100.
Yeah.
in install
For a car like this, it's basically like it not coming with a third, like one of the doors.
Yeah,
or something. You're
It's
just
like it's like
why
what,
is it not?
It's like
here?
what 3% of the price
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
for
Like,
just massively the whole point of the car.
Yeah.
it'd be like a Corvette. Like, oh, this one doesn't have posi.
yeah. Oh, you can. Oh, did you actually want? Yeah, I mean, it's exactly the same. It's like. It's kind of like how the fucking Z, which I don't want to go on too much of a tangent.
The new Z,
The new Z,
yeah.
the base entry price does not have a limited slip, and to get a limited slip, you need the like fantastic package.
It's like $11,000
which
more.
is fucking like huge expense, 20% more. Just real quick before we go back, I was just thinking today about that car.
The Z?
Yeah, like
The
how
new- the
Nissan
new
was
Z,
like,
yeah.
we're in this game of, because everyone's kind of come out with pretty exciting,
Right.
it's like shoot your last shot here,
right.
Supra, Corolla, whatever. And
Yeah,
Nissan's kind of like us too, remember? Except they like haven't been able to make them.
Here's what we've been.
Yeah,
like-
and then the fucking dealers are so bad that they can't like sell them. It's like because I was realizing like
have you guys seen? I
haven't even fucking seen one on the road yet.
I saw one in the dealership like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That was like they wanted like $80,000 for it. It's just like on the showroom floor.
Yeah.
They're gonna sell like 12 of these.
And then I
things.
think I saw two driving in Tokyo, although those
Oh,
may have
nice.
been like
Okay.
I'm
Like
not-
press cars.
Yeah, those, I think because it was like near the Nissan headquarters.
Nissan like pays people to drive them around,
Yeah.
so they make it feel like they're making
So
them.
yeah, so I'm not even sure if those were even like privately owned.
Right.
But yeah, like I have not seen one driving
Yeah.
in the U.S. on the road
It's
at any point.
Because I was ready to be like, you know what? Look, Nissan still got this dog still has some fight in it. Like, don't count your fucking chickens.
Nissan still has that dog.
Yeah, Nissan still got a little bite, and then they just we can't make
Oh,
it.
look, we're trying our
Just shitting their pants while running the race.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, never mind.
I didn't even know it was out, to be honest.
Yo, who knows
I think
anything
well,
about
no, like
it?
it's been like
Out.
for like
6 months.
at least 6 months, probably like eight
Yeah.
months. Now.
The last I heard, there was like a stop.
Yeah, I think
Stop
there's been. I think there's
sale.
been like multiple.
Yeah, the flywheel comes off or something. It's just like for a second.
No,
it
apparently
was
there.
like-
Did you see there's like a Nismo version now?
Yeah, I saw that.
Which like that. Like when I was in Japan, I
That's
didn't
the
really,
one
like,
to have.
follow.
Yeah.
No.
I know, like, but apparently it's automatic only. I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Like DSG?
no, I think it's just like a version.
No, it's
whatever,
like fucking probably from the
speed.
Maxima
Yeah,
or something.
Okay. Excellent.
They're corporate.
Yeah.
They're corporate fucking automatic. No, but it's got rage.
But again, like
wheels.
I should like there is a Nismo Z, but like I don't know anything about it other than that they had like announced.
Yeah.
like a month ago.
They haven't made one yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I was just like, man, like cars are so good right now, and then I was like, oh yeah, and the Z. I was like, actually,
Yeah.
that car just.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just stopped talking about it and
Yeah,
like
just gonna-
stopped making.
Yeah.
Push it to the back burner. Well, we tried.
Just know everyone acknowledges.
Just like
Look.
included in like the commercials for like
Yeah.
the new Sentra, and then they
Right,
do the
yeah.
full lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Look, guys, they tried really hard. Okay?
Yeah.
Look, they gave it their best.
You know, just every wrong possible move.
Yeah.
Just couldn't do it. Okay, anyways, Corolla.
Anyway, all right, so like I thought I'm just gonna wait for this circuit one, which is really not much. Like people like even among the like GR Corolla community, like oh my, like I'm waiting for the circuit or like
Yeah.
So
the
what's-
circuit is the
what's
one
the
to have-
difference again? It has a limited slips. It has a carbon roof, and then the hood is different.
Yeah, it's got like a vented hood, like a little bit bigger rear wing, the like carbon roof panel.
Yeah.
And then
That's
all the options you would want
Yeah,
from the core.
Right. And the seats are like leather trimmed,
Okay.
and I think that's it.
Okay.
And it's like $5 or $6 grand more. So it's
And
like,
the way Toyota stuff works is you were just on a lit. You're sort of like
you cannot.
you're sort of
order
in a
Toyota.
line, and
Right.
then the Toyota factory is like a hose,
Right.
and you get to
Choose if you
drink
want it-
from the
Yeah.
hose,
Yeah.
but you don't have any say on what comes out
comes
of
out,
the
yeah,
hose.
yeah.
Yeah, and I guess the big thing with the circuit is
You're
like
just
it's
in line to get sprayed
like
by the hose.
a relatively small percentage of them. So like,
Yeah.
I think because of that's why people are like, oh, like
Yeah.
That's the one to have.
for me, like
Yeah.
it's circuit or nothing or whatever.
It's kind of like a all-you-can-eat sushi bar, and you're lined up, and they're putting the sushi on the like floating river.
exactly.
That is almost exactly what the Toyota production process is like.
Yeah.
The chef is somewhere else, and so
Yeah.
there's talk of
You can't ask for
yeah.
anything.
So it's like smoked salmon exists,
Right.
Right. I'm
And
waiting.
Yeah, and so you have to watch a bunch of sushi go by.
Yeah.
If you really fucking want
Right.
the special one. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
So initially I was thinking
even if
that,
you're number one on the list,
Yeah.
you are just sitting at the number one spot
Right,
on the
right.
sushi river.
Yeah, so
okay.
but then like so they called me and said like, oh, we have this core like base model one coming in white with like fully loaded, which was really just the performance package and the whatever like heated seats or like I don't know, a bunch of shit I don't really care about.
Okay.
But like the price was like fairly, it was like a little over 39 grand. I think.
And the diffs, right?
yeah, that's I mean that's part
yeah.
of that's part of the performance
Performance,
package.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, fuck it, I think I'm just gonna like I don't really want to because
You were gonna wait for the circuit.
yeah, but I was like, do I really want to wait like another like like theoretically it could have been a month or it could have been like 2 years.
I would say fuck it.
Yeah, so I just
No.
like I don't know. But the biggest thing that made me is like I saw that like pretty much as soon as the cars started getting delivered, like in this past winter, like people like, oh, like you can just like here's the part number for the hood, and like here's the part number for the wing. So it's not
Oh,
like it's
just
not
go
like
get the stuff.
yeah, like it's not like these circuit parts
Yeah.
are like actually exclusive in any way.
Yeah. So you're basically missing a black roof.
Exactly. So like the first thing I did basically after I got back from Japan is I ordered the hood. It's like it was like $700. So it's like it's not like it's that expensive
Yeah,
either.
fuck it.
So like the hood is like currently at the paint shop getting color matched. So it'll be like
Yeah.
a total investment of like $1,200 or $1,300 for the hood.
Yeah.
And it does get pretty hot under that hood.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not sure if there's actually like a functional element. I
It's
assume-
open though, right?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah. Like the vents are like different. I had to buy the vents that go in it, and
Yeah. So I
But
just drove that car and we shot a little video.
Yeah.
It's not a very good video.
I think it's
but a video.
excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
a little micro
it's
review.
very throwback.
Yeah. So that is on the Patreon. If you guys want to go look, it's like 20-minute thing. But I just drove it. That's the
Yeah.
first time I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I drove it.
That's first. Have you even like seen one driving yet?
That's the first time I've
At
seen
any point?
in person.
Yeah.
It's smaller than I expected. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like, it's not tiny.
Yeah, I said in the video that like that car is really like in terms of like a performance. I guess a Miata is smaller, but like
Sure.
there's just not a lot of cars like that size
That are small anymore. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It feels like kind of, I don't know. It feels like a car from a bygone era.
That's what
a
I mean.
little bit.
It's about the same size as like my STI.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm glad they didn't bring the Yaris here.
Yeah.
I
That would
think
have been too small. Yeah.
It's just too small.
Yeah.
There's something about America where it's like, you kind of need some size.
Right.
On the road. Yeah, you just kind of need some. Like, I'll see like a Miata on the highway, and I'm just like, it's just like a mosquito.
Yeah.
Just waiting to get run over by a truck.
And then there'll be like a house on wheels next to it.
Yeah.
So I like that they did the Corolla. I think that was a smart move. Speaking of that kind of like opinion, it's been a pretty exciting, I would say, like year or two for cars.
Yeah.
It's actually been a pretty good little like, last fart before the
That's what everyone says.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like some good stuff has been coming out.
Yeah,
Legitimately,
yeah.
like pretty exciting stuff. And the comment, everyone's a fucking car reviewer.
Yeah.
It's like everybody. Some people just choose to point a camera at themselves.
Right.
But pretty much everyone in the comments section is like reviewing a car. And the comments that have been bothering me a lot lately are when a car comes out, like the new Prius came out, and they changed the looks quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
When I saw the pictures of it, I was like, damn.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Like, that is actually pretty attractive.
Bold.
And I've seen them on the road, and they're like kind of dumb. They're like, it's still a Prius.
Yeah, I think people kind of like overreacted.
Yeah.
I think just because like the previous one was like so
so bad.
dorky.
Yeah, so
bad.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's fine now.
Like to me, it just looks a lot like a Tesla. Like people just say, oh, like that's a
it's like
it just kind
modern.
of looks like sleek.
Yeah.
It's neat,
Yeah.
but it's still
You're-
it's just fine.
Yeah, you don't like break your neck. when
Yeah.
you see
And
one.
so when it came out, people were acting that way.
Yeah.
But the comments,
the Prius is sexy.
like the comments that bug me are when people are like, okay, like I would actually drive this. Like they think they're having some, like, look, people,
I would be okay.
I would actually drive a Prius, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, oh, really? You would? You would buy the product? They just spent like billions of dollars. Okay, Toyota.
You've convinced me.
Right.
You've convinced. Yeah.
Do you remember when people used to remember like back in like the import like versus domestic days, and there would be like whatever like Euro guys or like JDM guys like. Generally, I don't like American cars except for the Ford GT.
Yeah, like
yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's like okay,
Like I wouldn't be caught dead in a Camaro.
I have some standards, okay?
But
I
the Ford
never
GT
thought I would say I like a Prius, but if you come out with world-class styling and increase the power by 60%, like, okay. Like, it's not fucking impressive comment to say you would buy the car that's getting remarkable reviews.
I would be okay being seen in this.
And the worst part is they'll be like, I may be in the minority here, but I actually think this is styled
I would be
well.
okay rocking this as my daily driver.
Like I actually would be okay. Like, oh really? The car on the fucking like 2-year waiting list already? You would consider
maybe.
The Prime
If
is
the
the
price
one.
was right, yeah.
So anyways, that happened, and then the same with the Integra Type S came out, and people were like, you know what, I actually
this one's pretty good.
like I'm just gonna go out and say it, I like it. And it's like
people are still doing that about the new Type R too. The
I
Civic.
would drive
They,
this.
like because they still think like, well, the old one was like a hideous, disgusting
too much.
piece of shit. But the new one, like, I would be okay being seen in this.
I actually like the really.
It's not even like I like it. It's like I would accept.
I'll take it. Okay,
I'm open-minded.
You've started to convince me
that I would buy this like car that's like sells for $20,000-$30,000.
Car that sells for like double sticker because people just are like killing each other to get it. I too may.
It's on my list, but I'd have to test drive it first.
I've given it a second look.
I could envision a scenario where I have one of these in my garage.
Okay, you've won me over, mayhaps. Like your comment should just be like, "Fuck, nice work."
Yeah.
Like great job. You did the thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. That's just like kind of bugging me, and it's happening more and more.
This just reminds me that there's so many like since it's been so long since we recorded.
Yeah.
There's the new Tacoma, which
And the new, what was it? Not GS. What's the SUV?
GX.
Lexus.
oh GX yeah. Which like I don't know. I think especially like the new 4Runner, which they haven't
shown.
announced
shown
yet.
that, yeah.
But like that thing is gonna be like such a fucking smash hit. Like
I'm sure.
Like you can see it coming like
Yeah,
a
you can
mile
just
away.
see it fucking
Okay.
It's
coming.
like people already love the current one,
avalanche.
Yeah.
and just imagine like a 4Runner with a drivetrain that's like 20 years newer.
Yeah, and they've just been like killing the interior design too.
Yeah.
Like Toyota is just really turning it around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm waiting for that one. Like, okay, all right. I would actually
I could see like maybe going to look at one of these for my wife.
maybe a fully optioned TRD Pro.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I was Mr. Naturally Aspirated until like yeah, okay, great. Thanks. Thanks for
I was more of a BMW guy.
yeah, like okay. Like say it's just fucking actually have a controversial opinion ever. You know, like, you know what? I actually like the front end of new BMWs. Or something like that is a okay.
Yeah, I really like the front end.
Yeah,
of the
that
new-
is a like I may be in the minority
Right.
Yeah.
fucking position. Not
Yeah.
like I would actually take a Prius Prime.
Yeah.
The car that's
At
overtly-
MSRP.
Or if you're like a professional car journalist, you're like, I really like Tesla and Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That would be like an action.
This is quite different. It's a lot of black plastic. Integra Type S though, do you want to talk about that at all? Because I feel like I
was kind of like ho hum on it when I first saw it, or when I first heard about it.
Right.
and who wasn't me.
Well, like, but in a way, like,
Just because the regular Integra was such a disappointment, right?
no, it was more just like, what do we really need? Like another, like a fancier Civic Type R?
Right.
That was kind of my
Yep.
view. And I've seen a couple in person now. Type S.
Oh, really?
Like they had it in Japan.
What do you think?
I think I actually like the way it looks better than the Civic.
Agreed. I do too.
But I would still probably choose
Civic?
in like a world where you can actually like go and buy either one.
I think it just depends. If you really wanted one car, the Integra is so much better.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just quieter out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I
that.
haven't driven it, but
Well, I haven't driven either, but Civics are pretty noisy inside.
Yeah.
Like that is just kind of
yeah,
not bad.
yeah. I just
All
wonder,
Hondas
like
sort of
like
are.
how much more like actually upscale it feels when you're driving it, since like they're built on the same car.
Yeah, I don't. I think it probably feels almost identical.
Yeah.
Just road noise is
Road
less.
noise. It has more sound deadening in the front, and the materials are a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But if it was not your daily driver,
Yeah.
the Civic to me feels way more special.
Yeah.
Like that is sort of like this little like secret passion project
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
it almost shouldn't exist. Like,
Right.
The fact that car shares almost no body panels
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
regular,
With the regular Civic.
like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is crazy to
Yeah.
me to do. Where the Type S, I kind of like that the Type S is like, it's almost like here's like excess capacity.
Right.
Like I really just don't think they can make Civic Type Rs that much faster.
Yeah.
I think it's this tiny little assembly line
Yeah.
off to the side,
Right.
and it's like a small team, and they're cranking them out. Where the Integra is like it's made in America.
Right.
The engine is not exotic. They can
Yeah.
fucking make 1 billion of those motors.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a good thing now, and I think you will be able to get those at MSRP. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
But I think they'll just keep making them.
Yeah.
And it is the best. I would way rather have it if I needed a car to drive every day. But that feels like a car that we kind of talked about this with the Corolla. There's certain cars where it's like, this thing is an amazing car to drive every day.
Yeah.
But if you're not driving it every day, it's kind of stupid to own.
Right.
Where some cars are special enough where it's like, this thing is amazing to drive every day, but it's also so special that
You can still just like appreciate.
you
having
can just
it.
kind of have it in the garage. And it's like
I
a
think
special thing.
really that's probably the thing that I like most about. Like that's why I was like excited about it before I'd even like seen one or driven one.
About what car?
The Corolla.
Oh yeah,
Because it's like the engine, like it's a Toyota that has like an engine that like has no relation
Yeah.
to anything else.
it's
in
just this
that
totally
builds.
weird
Yeah, yeah.
little funky fucking thing.
Yeah, it's not like, well, all they did was like they just took the
Yeah.
bigger 4-cylinder from the Camry and put it in the
put more boost.
Yeah.
It's a really like neat and it'll always be neat
Right. Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
you know, and that's how the Civic feels to me. There's a lot about just the fact that the whole fucking interior's red.
Yeah.
Like they just did a lot where it's like, what is this car?
Yeah.
Like, what is this thing?
Yeah, they went for it.
And as similar as the Type S is, and I'm not saying there's anything, it's like the carpet's red, so it's special. Like,
Right.
that's basically what I'm
Special.
saying.
Yeah.
But it is that kind of stuff is pure emotion,
Yeah.
basically. And there's nothing less special really about the Integra.
Yeah.
But it gives off that impression.
And
to
the
me.
other thing is like no one's like, oh, the Integra Type S has always been my dream car.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it has like a very short history.
Yeah.
I guess like technically there's the old Integra, but like this is quite a bit different than that.
Yeah. The car you compare it to is the Civic Type R, not the other way around.
Right.
It's like, yeah, here's the one they stole everything from.
Yeah.
And in some ways, they made it way better. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like quieter and more buttoned down. And,
Yeah.
you know, it makes you, I think it's a legitimate option.
Like I think like in a vacuum, like I think I prefer the looks of the Integra. Like if you just saw the two of them, it's like which one of these
I haven't
cars,
seen
like,
it in person, but
like,
I agree
which one of these
based on the
cars
pictures.
looks cooler.
Yeah.
It's like more neat looking or whatever.
I don't love the side profile of the Civic.
Yeah, it's a little bit like
It's kind of
just
like
kind of like plain
wagon.
Yeah.
But I think the rear 3/4 with those wide fenders,
Yeah.
it looks like, it almost looks like, it gives me this like Porsche feel
Yeah.
almost. It's like, I don't really mean that, but it's almost like
Right.
kind of German
Yeah.
feeling. Where the Integra, I don't think it really has a bad angle. It's much more like aggressive,
Yeah.
kinda, but mature. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I would like, you know, all of these cars would be awesome. Oh, I meant to show you guys. Here, I'll text it to you live.
Damn, the whole gang's out.
Oh,
The whole gang.
damn.
And so, okay, so this, if you're audio only, there's 4 Type Rs
In a row.
Four Civic Type Rs in a row. 1 FL5, is that
Yeah.
the new one?
Yeah.
And 3
FK8.
FK8s,
Yeah.
including a boost blue, and they were all modified,
Yeah.
tastefully.
All on
Right.
T37s.
One of them,
Well, the FL doesn't look modified.
the FL5 was on TEs,
Oh,
so it was
okay,
at
okay.
least rims, maybe springs too, but very tastefully modified.
Yeah.
4 Type Rs.
Damn.
And so the thing about the Type R now, when I see one like parked,
Yeah.
it's after you've seen your first one or
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
it's like, oh, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like cool, but
Yeah.
you don't really go like look at it. You know,
Yeah,
you're like Type R, like
Right.
neat, like you see it in the parking lot, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh damn,
Yeah.
like there it is. But these cars, all of them still have the sort of presence of a Civic,
Right.
Like at the end of the day, this is
Yeah,
a cheap
yeah.
car with like already fading kind of black plastic pieces and stuff. Like it's a
Yeah.
Civic,
Yeah.
And so when you've seen a few of them, you're like, cool, it's cool,
Right.
Like damn, Type R, like there it is,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
one. You know, it's neat. I think it's kind of like a butterfly. You're like, oh,
Right, yeah.
like,
That's pretty.
oh, there's a butterfly in the backyard.
It catches your eye.
Yeah,
but
you're
then,
like
then
well,
you just go about your day.
you're like, damn, there it is.
Yeah.
And so this morning I'm at the gas station and there's 4 Type Rs.
Oh, that was today.
That's a crazy
That was this
coincidence.
morning.
Oh, nice.
That's like 4 butterfly. You know,
Was
4
that around
butterflies
here or
happening.
by you?
No, it's by me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, it was so much more exciting. I mean, 4 of any identical
right.
car
Yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of a good look.
Actually, what's funny, when I was driving over here like an hour ago or 2 hours ago, I was right down the street and I saw, like, literally pulling out, like, right over whatever, like, the next street over is. There was a C8. I'm almost positive it wasn't a Z06, but
Yeah.
a C8, like, what's the one with the, what was it? Not
Z51?
Yeah, Z51. Right?
Yeah.
And then, like, pulling out, like, punching it, and then there was a Camaro ZL1 1LE.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
damn.
I don't know. I assume they were driving, but like both of them just like
Yeah,
pulled-
got
I was
on
just
it.
like, damn. Yeah.
Yeah, this was this one. I'm trying to like, oh, thumbs up.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm in a Camry.
Yeah,
I'm
beige.
one of you.
Yeah, champagne.
Yeah, that would have been a good one for me to try to chase after him.
Yeah.
In the Camry.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
One more thing about I texted you guys about this the other day. Like when I'm driving the Corolla, which because before the GR Corolla, there's the Corolla, the GR
Corolla
Corolla.
S,
Yeah, it's
right?
based on the like just Corolla hatchback.
Yeah.
Like the body, it's
Yep.
basically the same as that.
Yeah.
And those have been out for a few years.
Yeah. Good looking car.
Yeah.
I think.
But like there's like a fair number of those that are like modded.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a little community.
Yeah, so like you'll see them like
a following.
like lowered with some cool wheels and
Yeah.
like exhaust and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw,
Accents.
I saw one had like little like TRD like
Because they had pretty wide little fenders.
yeah
on,
like
you know,
it was kind of like a cool
aggressive
looking like little hatch but it's just like being in mine and like seeing one of those, like I just try to like imagine like what is it just like, oh dude, there it is, or it's like, oh god damn it. It's almost like
taking the wind
like
out of
imagining
sails.
a world where like Ford only sells like a V6 Mustang for like 4 years.
And
And then they come out with like a GT. It's like it's kind of like mine. Like,
or it'd be like having a V6 Mustang in Europe, and then they bring over the VM.
yeah, or it's like like you have a V6.
I too have a Mustang.
It's like you have a V6 Mustang, and then you like put exhaust and like lower it, and then like Ford comes out with one.
Go fucking 5-liter. Yeah, because they're not even. There's no world where you would care about his.
No.
It's not like, well, but isn't this chassis that they both share amazing?
Like the bones.
Yeah, like the M5. I mean, I kind of didn't care, but any E39. It's
Yeah.
like, E39. He's old. What a great
or
chassis.
even like when you're in the Z06 and you see a regular.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
C5.
fucking C5. Like, it's amazing. Like, I went for this package. You're not like, oh, Corolla?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. It's like they had this remarkable drivetrain, and they're like, what envelope can we put this in? There's nothing about the Corolla that's like, a part of the game.
Yeah, it's funny. And they just like, they did all this other stuff that like, say you owned a regular Corolla and we're like really into modding, like, do you like wide body?
Yeah. It's got everything.
It's got like big brakes, wide body.
Yeah, and they can't take any of it. It's not like, well, you could use the front diff. Like, there's no part of that car
that shares.
It's not. It's just that one's better.
Yeah,
and it looks very similar to yours, but better.
Yeah.
It's like close enough where people can kind of tell it's the same car, but like other than that,
oh, isn't that one too? Isn't that, babe? Babe, look.
You imagine like the girl. Isn't that kind of like yours?
Isn't that a Corolla?
Is that one also modified?
You've been modifying for the last 3 years? Yeah. Your pride and joy? Is that stock looking
one that
one?
you've invested like 15 grand.
Yeah, how come that one looks way more aggressive? Is his modified, babe?
Yeah.
Did he also spend a lot of his paycheck modifying his?
He has to go into heavy credit card debt.
Yeah. It's not modified? Well, yours is faster, right, babe?
Yeah. Because yours is modified.
Yeah, yours is more engaging.
You put way more money
You put an exhaust on here.
Yeah. Do you want to race him? Here, I'll flag him down. Flag him. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Too bad there's not like a Corolla wave, like the
the
Subi wave.
I wave at all Corollas.
Yeah.
All
I acknowledge.
All the
the community.
The HL3. What's the chassis? Does it have a name?
Actually,
to do that?
Actually,
better get on the forums and find out.
I don't know if they do. Oh no, I think it's like the E210.
Ah, the old E210. Yeah. I'm a big E210 guy.
I'm well known in the community.
Yeah, I'm a moderator over on the E210 board.
Yeah.
Corolla boy. I was just watching that video the other day. I'm a moderator on the J-Body forum. That fucking dude.
Cavi boy.
But all those shots, those guys had no clue.
They went
what
blind.
was. Yeah. It was just like, hey, can we make a video?
And they thought we were gonna be like serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so what can you tell us about like?
Well, I mean,
the
you
new,
guys were serious.
Yeah, but I think they thought we were gonna like ask it like.
Yeah. Also, is the
earnest
Supra
question.
really coming back? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were all ready for it.
They had to go off script.
What can you tell me about the Passat?
Yeah, that was so sweet. Anyways, okay, so this happened to me on the way over here. I don't need to talk about Altimas. I guess just real quick, like it's so like common now to make fun of Altimas.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fucking true a little bit. Like I was driving home.
It's definitely true.
I was driving down here and I saw an Altima get on the highway, and it was one of the one that started it. The like 04 or whatever.
Can I say like? Do you remember? You were there. I remember thinking those cars were like pretty fucking cool
when they came out. Stick with a V6, they were fucking fast.
Like that car was like a big deal. Like
it was huge.
Like it like aged extremely poorly.
Yeah, well, the Stick V6 was a huge deal.
I remember
it was very fast.
Like the guy that parked next to me, like in my apartment complex, like when I had college. I had the STI at the time, and then he had like an Altima SER. Or was it SER?
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, look, it's a couple of tuners.
Well, those are rare.
Yeah.
The actual SER, I fucking forgot they even made.
Yeah, but like even like the regular, just like V6. Remember, like it was like it's fast.
Yeah.
like
The tail lights. These are super cool. Okay, so though I saw one of those get on the highway.
Yeah.
Black, faded black faded headlights.
Of course.
Exposure. Just fucking blasted in the rear door like that. Like he's getting on the freeway next to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, dude. Like
Give him some space.
Yeah. I'm just like, he's gonna do something. It's a 3-lane highway.
Yeah.
And so I like back off legitimately.
Yeah.
It's like, what's this guy? It's
Like you see a pit bull.
It's like kind of, you're like on the subway and someone like kind of sketchy gets on.
Yeah.
You're like keeping an eye on.
Yeah. Keeping your distance.
I'm just looking at my phone, but
I'm not ready to bolt out of here.
I've got one hand on my briefcase.
Trying to like flag down all the other drivers, be like, look out for this guy.
My legs are flexed and I'm ready.
Yeah.
And so he's getting on the
I'm
freeway.
not clinched super hard.
I'm fully clenched. I'm tensed up. But I look like I'm doing a Sudoku. So he gets on the highway. It's a 3-lane highway, and I'm kind of like easing back. And he's like slowly accelerating and then works his way into the fast lane and proceeds to go like 85. But like slowly. I was like, there you go.
He's probably rolling on lion hearts.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know you want to drive irresponsibly. There you go. Attaboy.
Be on your way.
Go into the fast lane where you belong. Driving way too fast. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, so that happened. Ultimate drivers. The other thing was I saw a Model S Plaid the other day.
I think I've seen them.
How can you tell the difference?
So the new, I don't know if it was right when they came out, but the new ones, and maybe it's an option or not, but there is a badge.
It's
on
like
the back.
It's like a plaid. It's like the Spaceballs like
pattern. It's kind of like
on the
neat.
back though, or on the sides?
On the back.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think they might have specific wheels, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And they might have like a specific spoiler.
It's definitely
but I'm not
probably
sure.
like the biggest sleeper.
It's
like
fucking considering it's as fast as like a Koenigsegg from like a few days or a few years ago. It's
and like you can't even tell.
The sleeper appeal. So anyways, I saw one confirmed.
Yeah.
And when you're so I'm at a stoplight with them. And when you're next to a cool car at a stoplight, what do you usually do?
Roll down your window.
Roll down your fucking window so you can hear it. Yeah. And it's just like, even if he's not like, even if he's not going to do anything crazy, I just want to hear it like idle or pull away. And so he starts to pull away and I roll my window down. Just out of fucking habit. Yeah. I was like, oh, damn, Plaid.
It's like,
well, it didn't make any noise. It was just like, why did I just, like, it was just such a letdown because all that's cool about that car is for him to pass someone, from 65 to 85 in like half a second, or like to an outsider, there's just like, it's like, there it is.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like nothing about it. Where a lot of cars, legitimately, if it's a cool enough car, if you're next to like a ZL1, getting to hear it idle is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like,
he's gonna go start it up.
Just like, you'll run over there when he starts it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, that's something that's gonna not be here for EVs. You're gonna be leaving your window up.
Speaking of Tesla, like my wife and I took a trip down to Newport back in May, and we would take some day trips into Irvine because it's right next to it. And like Irvine, no joke, is like 75% Teslas.
Yeah.
Like you'll be at a stoplight and literally 10
Everyone
out of like,
around
10 out of
you.
like the 15 cars around you is in a Model 3 or a Model X or an S.
Honestly, like not to like divert too hard into like the Tesla talk, but like I guess it's
I love my Tesla.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I may be in the minority. But I love it.
but it's like I just said a minute, like generally like a lot like people like hate Tesla, like a lot of people do,
Right.
Especially like like auto journalist
some
types,
people.
which I guess a lot of it is because of Elon Musk. Like the company is for better or worse like heavily associated with what he does.
absolutely.
So like. But because they don't like him, they'll spend a bunch of time like, the fit and finish is just like disgusting. Like they act like it's kind of like this like joke company. Like they still do
There's
Tesla.
like toy cars.
Like
Elon Musk making
like,
these silly cars in
it's
tents.
Like, and like
outside
and again
of
like I have a Tesla, but I'm not like this like fanboy. But it's like dude, like the brand like didn't exist.
Yeah.
10 years, like a decade ago. And now there are like cities where every like it's like to like just like blow that
silly little
just to like blow just to like blow that off is like
the Model Y is either in Europe or the world. It was the best selling car last quarter.
Yeah,
it's like fucking 10 years or something.
Like a brand and a car that like
the bumpers fall off. They're making a fucking million cars a year.
Like here's a video of like the self-drive like getting confused.
Elon Musk charlatan.
Yeah, like they do not make a self-driving car, which again is like I don't like my car has the self-driving and I've used it once just to like play with it. Yeah. And like I don't really have any thoughts about it. Yeah. But like people like Tesla, like they do not make it like that is so dangerous.
Yeah,
and like
dangerous.
False advertising. It's like who fucking cares? Like
well, there's just so much about cars that you could classify the who fucking cares comment to. Like I was thinking about it the other day. It's similar, not similar, but way simplistic is when you're shopping for a TV. Mm-hmm. If you just fucking buy a TV and it shows up at your house, you're gonna be like, this TV's sick. Like it's so big and bright and it's amazing. But if you go to like Target and you look at 50 fucking TVs all playing the same image at the same time in absolute sync, you're gonna be like, the colors
are a little bit
this one's brighter.
I guess that's why that one's a little bit more.
And someone starts explaining like, well, this is refresh time and this is ghosting, and you're like, oh, okay,
I guess I see. I
oh yeah, you're right, this one is better and stuff like that. It's like, sure, but in isolation, most stuff once it's in your house, so fucking good. Like one that really just fucking blows my mind with a modern car, not too sort of modern, is Lexus's touchpad. Have you used one of those? Their touchpad interface.
With them, but
I've only used iDrive.
Every fucking review of any Lexus with that touchpad you see, they'll be like, here's how you turn off your cooled seats. And it's like buried in some menus or something. Every fucking video I've seen, every one of them. And it's like, who... you're getting such a weird perception of a car.
Like something
if you watch
again, like it's something that didn't exist on a car. Like... Or they're like about the new GTI,
and I'm sure there's a way to like add a shortcut to your home.
Just be like, whatever it is, it's like, oh well, I gotta talk about this touchpad.
The Mark 8 Golf. Like there's like,
I heard that actually was bad though.
But I mean,
sure.
But again, it's like, you know what? You'll be hot lapping the car and like bump the heated steering wheel thing, which is like infuriating. It's like, I get like
during my hour with the car on a track.
I bumped it.
I accidentally turned off. I mean, you just get used to fucking whatever.
Right.
When you own something.
Yeah.
And really all you're buying is, here's how this thing makes me feel.
Right.
And that is like very little of what you get when you watch a heavy air quote professional reviewer on YouTube, because their whole formula is telling you if the specs translate into the real world or something, or like, is this one better than like some of the most useful kind of content is people who don't review cars getting in it. It's like what's your like mom think of this,
right
or something, because that's kind of all that matters. Is just your initial sort of feel. Not, you're not a TV salesman. Yep, this TV is great and I love it, and it's always been amazing. I'm not fucking looking at the ghosting or the like milliseconds of whatever. And so I don't know, it just kind of made me realize like so much of this hobby is sort of like nitpicking things that kind of don't exist. It's like the hobby above the hobby is the lore having to do with the like black plastic and whatever. Like, well, I guess I hate black plastic.
It's like, again, like I even like it.
Black.
Like, like I even agree with some of the stuff where it's like, you fucking showed the like Tesla Roadster like 6 years ago. And like you're still like develop. It's like, I understand like it's kind of annoying, but like on the other hand, like literally they went from nothing to like building and selling and delivering like one of the most popular cars of all time.
And like revolutionizing the electric car market.
It's just as annoying as people who say, like, okay, you convinced me, are the people who criticize someone building.
Again, like no car company is perfect. It's like fucking GM. Like they fucking like canceled their they made like this awesome hybrid and like can't sell stuff.
Yeah, they were like ahead of the game and then dropped it.
Yeah.
No, I know. I get that stuff. People, I mean, you just got to really you got to view car research as entertainment.
Yeah.
Because to make decisions based on what a reviewer tells you about how this thing fucking communicates at 10/10,
you got to be pretty
like just don't. Unless you're collecting,
right,
unless you're actually not going to drive it and all you care about is kind of like the hype that it generates or whatever. But yeah, it's just kind of like bumming me out reading.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's getting better now, but the thing that was most annoying for the past couple of years is, no dealerships actually had inventory to like go check out in person and test drive it. And like a lot of their cars were sold even before they hit their lot. They just like, oh, we're getting this car. So you had to rely on these fucking video reviews.
Yeah, they became way more important.
And they became, like you said, more important and surged in popularity and the whole stereotype. But
I mean, you just need to view it with an asterisk in mind. Basically anything.
Or just like context.
Speaking of build quality, though, do you want to talk about the Jeep,
Jeep
for a little bit? You want to talk?
Why? What's wrong with
yeah. So also the Jeep has piano black. A lot of it.
How do you feel about that?
You actually haven't seen it.
No,
we should check it out later.
I've heard it smears easily.
It's the easiest fucking thing to clean. Like my car
fingerprints everywhere.
My car is, I mean, granted, I don't have kids, and I actually I'm like Coyne. I'm one of the people that don't have a case on their iPhone. I'm not irresponsible when it comes to taking care of expensive items.
You're a careful user of items.
I'm an industrial.
Interior looks like if I just clean it,
you wipe it
down.
off.
It looks brand new after 7,000 miles.
Yeah,
but going back to that road trip down to Newport Beach. So I had the car for 6,000 miles, issue free. Take the road trip down to
what
Newport.
is this again? A Grand Cherokee?
Grand Cherokee 4xe
okay.
Trailhawk edition with the electronically disconnecting front sway bar.
Electronically disconnected
for when you're on that.
For when you're
really hitting hard trails.
That's to like increase articulation.
Yeah. Okay. And so it just it has like this
when you're really getting crossed.
Yeah, when you're really getting all fucking bent out of shape
at the mall
on the trails,
Moab,
cruising on the highway.
Moab.
What's that thing called? Like Devil's Gulch.
Devil's butthole. It's like a vertical wall. Disconnect the sway bars. He didn't do it. That's why he rolled back.
I think I have that. Yeah.
The Devil's taint. You're talking about that like dart. It's like it's like a V all the way up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it's like a 4-hour drive down to Southern California, and we stopped off at Disneyland. And the entire drive there, it was completely normal. Like I had taken it on multiple road trips before, and I get off the freeway, and just like at lower speeds, I don't know if I don't think it does this at higher speeds, but at lower speeds, you can hear like this loud suspension clunk in the front, and I couldn't really pinpoint if it was from the left or right, and I was like kind of freaking out because it literally sounds like either something's broken or something's severely loose.
Something's wrong.
Something's not right.
Something's awry.
It's not a great sound.
This was right after I had put brand new wheels and tires on the vehicle, so I was like, maybe we fucking installed them wrong. Maybe we didn't torque something down.
Right.
And so I was just kind of mentally freaking out, and we stopped at like an America's Tire, and they like checked everything out, and they're like, everything's tight, everything was installed right, we don't know what it is. And then when we left that, the car had been sitting for like an hour and a half while they worked on it. This noise had gone away, and I was like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But so I just went about our trip, and while we were there on vacation, I like started Googling it and found a forum, and it turned out this is like a very
death clunk,
very common problem.
It's specific to the Trailhawk.
It's not specific to the Trailhawk. Like other trims have it. Well, it's definitely the air suspension.
So it's not related to the disconnect sway bar.
But it seems like I don't know if the Trailhawk model is just the most popular
trim,
because it's not that expensive and it comes with a lot of the bells and whistles that the higher trims come with. But it seems like most people that have a Trailhawk have it, and there's a few like Overland, a few Summits, but very common issue. And so I took it to the dealership to get it checked out, and most people suspected that it's sway bar related. And I don't know if the electronic disconnecting sway bar makes it better or worse, but like I said, most Trailhawks do it. Take it to the dealership, and they're like, well, there's 2 software updates, and one of the software updates for the electronic steering, so maybe that'll fix it. And so they just do the 2 software updates and then give it back to me,
which they would have done like no matter what.
If I had gone in for an oil change, they would have done those no matter what.
Was one of them for the sway bar computer?
The brain.
It was like a transmission update and then like an electronic steering update. And they just it was like they had it for like 4 hours, and I don't even know if they even test drove it afterwards. They give it back to me, and I drive it for like 10 minutes, and surprise, it comes back up. Starts happening again. So later I was like in the area while the noise was happening, and so I stopped off at the dealership again. And I was like, hey, it's making that noise again. You guys clearly didn't even like look at it last time. Can you just get a tech to like go for a test drive with me right now? And so they did. And instantly after we pulled off the lot, just, hitting the pavement from the driveway, clunk, clunk, like huge loud thing. And the guy like freaks the fuck out. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And I'm all, that's the issue that I'm telling you. And so we drove for like a couple miles just at low speeds through the neighborhood. Clunking. He's like, it sounds like something's really loose. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like,
that's why I came in the
You should take this.
It's not normal. And so I left it with him, and the guy checked it out, and like everything looked fine. And I guess by that point there was like a TSB is what it's called from the Jeep engineers to like retorque the sway bar end link bolts like up to 91 foot-pounds, which is like higher. I think normally they're like 55. 60
normally they're 89.
Yeah. But while he was working on it, he goes, hey, like the service manager guy that called me, he's like, hey, while the tech was working on it, he noticed your transmission had like a pretty severe leak coming from it. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like, I haven't noticed anything wrong. Like, it hasn't been shifting weird, or haven't even had any drips or pools of fluid in my garage. So it turns out they just replaced the whole transmission after 6,000 miles.
Fuck it.
They're just like, well, fuck it. But that obviously took like a month for the transmission to come in. The retorquing the sway bar end links didn't fucking fix it. They gave it back to me, and it was
shocker.
Again doing it 20 minutes later.
So you've had it back for a while now, or
that was the second time I took it in. So I waited. I was like, well, it's still doing it, and I was like, obviously I have to wait 3 weeks for the transmission to come in. So I was like, I'll just not even deal with it until I have to take it back. So I took it back once they called me and said the transmission's here. So I brought it in and said it's still doing it. And then they took about a week and a half. There was a holiday in between. It was 4th of July, so whatever. But they took a week and a half to replace the entire transmission. And then they looked at, now Jeep said like, oh, completely remove the sway bar end links and then take it for a test drive and see if it still makes the noise. By this time, multiple people on the forum have said like, my dealership just replaced the entire sway bar and it fixed the issue. Like originally they'd replaced the end links, nothing happened. They replaced the sway bar, problem solved. And so I've relayed this information to the service guy multiple times to be like, it's got to be the sway bar. It's got to be the sway bar. But they took off the end links. They went for a test drive. No noise, shockingly. But again,
it was sporadic to start.
Again, like, well, it's just like if you disconnect, like if you take off the end links, the sway bar is just sitting there bolted to nothing.
Yeah, but at least it's the sway bar.
Right, but that's not what they came to the conclusion.
Oh.
They were like, well, we're going to replace the end links.
So are the end links what? They're like a big electronic thing?
No. The end links are completely normal, with bushings, rubber bushings and stuff like that. It's like
the electronic
It's like
part?
In the middle of the sway bar. It's like this
It like breaks in half.
It's like this giant hub, that has like
so it doesn't disconnect the sway bar. The sway bar is 2 pieces.
Yeah,
and
I think
it like
so.
allows
it allows it to like disconnect from the middle, and then the hub like allows enough movement for the 2 parts to
be independent.
to
Well,
clear
then,
each
the
other.
fucking end links aren't going to do anything.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
why
what I know. But now I have
do you
to
think
wait.
maybe it's the mechanical part?
The part where it's separated.
The separate-y part?
Right, exactly. It's super frustrating. But so now I have to wait. I have an appointment for August 8th, which would be about like 3.5 weeks after the last appointment for them to get the sway bar end links in, and then they're going to replace those and see if it fixes it.
Oh my gosh. So it's still doing it?
It's still doing it. Yeah. We can go for a drive. It takes about like now that it's 100 degrees plus.
You think it's a heat thing?
It's definitely a heat thing.
It does it more.
It does it way more with ambient temperature.
Can you feel it?
Yeah. You can feel it in the footwell and you can hear it.
And you're sure, but like even the people that don't have the disconnect also?
Supposedly, like I said, like I would say 90% of the people that have it in the forum, and there's probably at least 100 people by now in this online, between the Facebook group and the online forum. I would say 90% of them are Trailhawk owners. But again, I don't know if that's just a popularity thing or what. But other people claim to have had it in their Overland
on the non-disconnect.
but I don't know. Like I said, maybe that's just another issue, or I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun
that sucks.
3 weeks. But you know, I'm optimistic that they're gonna fucking fix it.
Of course
But it's
they
just,
will
it's
eventually.
It's just a pain in the ass to have to deal with this. You know, the whole reason you buy
a new car.
a new car is to not have to
deal with shit.
take it in the shop. But
Yeah.
a lot of the people on the forum, again, their dealerships are this like just as bad as mine, where they're taking forever to figure out the issue, and a lot of them, like the dealerships, aren't giving the car back to people.
They're just sitting on it.
They're sitting on it. So like I would say about 10 people have like gone through the lemon law like buyback process just because of this issue, because
Really?
they've been in the shop for so long, and they're like obviously fed up and frustrated with it. But it's pretty sweet.
Huh? That sucks.
But classic Jeep. I knew this going into it, but like my last Jeep was flawless until the end.
Until the
end when it just needed a whole motor.
Until the engine
it was,
blowing up.
but it was great for 5 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but we'll see.
Growing pains. Maybe.
Yeah.
So you got to go Toyota, bro.
I should have gone. I know my wife is like, we're never buying another fucking Jeep again, and I'm like, well,
Sucks is like I kind of want a Wrangler.
they look so. Like honestly, I think it's the best looking like mid-size like of its class. The Grand
Wrangler?
Cherokee.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Grand Cherokee. I think.
Well, I just don't buy a first model year.
That's what I mean.
They,
I know.
they need a couple of years to iron out the sway bar kinks
Right.
and stuff. You know.
but classic Jeep.
Yeah. I mean, I think the difference is certain companies just do way more testing of stuff. Like, look how long Toyota has taken to come out with a new powertrain.
Yeah.
And they just try less stuff. Like, they're pretty not gimmicky at all,
Right.
even though they do have some kind of sway bar magic on the 4Runner.
And like I said, I mean, some people like this issue showed up within the first 1,000 miles of ownership. Mine, it took 6,000 miles.
Yeah.
And ambient temperature plays a huge role. So if you're testing it in Detroit,
You may never.
you may never experience it. So.
Yeah, it must be something like it couples and then breaks apart.
I honestly,
uncouples if you can feel it. Well, hopefully it'll get resolved. That sucks.
And hopefully that's the last of major
Surely
issues.
That'll be it.
Hopefully it doesn't need a new transmission in 5,000
solid.
miles.
Nah.
The battery died from sitting so much.
Yeah.
Just one. I have some like little niblets on here that I want to blow through. One thing that was like kind of cracking me up the other day is people still use the term like a fighter jet cockpit when they're describing apparently any vehicle, you know? And so like I saw someone say that. I don't even fucking remember what they were talking about, to be honest.
The only vehicle I can
Could have been
think
anything.
of where like that would be okay is like the C8.
Well, they just I looked up like fighter jet cockpit.
Oh yeah, it's a million buttons.
It's just a freaking million. It doesn't look. It doesn't look anything like.
Yeah, fighter jet cockpits are like very like industrial.
Yeah. I was like, what do these people mean when they're looking at them? And I looked at it and I couldn't figure out any fucking. Yeah. Does that mean the controls
it's
are
like steel and gauges?
Yeah, it's like the least attractive.
A very cramped space that you can.
Yeah, because I was kind of like, are fighter jet cockpits like actually like kind of
stylish?
Yeah,
they're all just screens.
Piano
like
black
X-Men or something. No, it's fucking like a billion switches with like label gun
and
labels
gauges.
on it.
And like,
and some
like
gauges.
safety covers.
Yeah, and a fucking stick.
Yeah.
And then, like there's like no part of it looks like any car I've ever fucking seen ever.
A bunch of exposed fuses. And stuff.
Yeah, it's so industrial.
Yeah.
Like painted metal. Well, the Miata
It's like
fighter jet. It's like a fighter jet cockpit.
Saab's not. That's dead, right?
Yeah, Saab's been dead for a
Well, I don't
while.
know. Are they?
Who could tell?
I mean, I think it just means like.
I'm sure Saab owners are still alive.
Yeah.
I think what
Fighting
they.
a good fight.
I think what they mean is the controls face you.
Exactly.
It's like driver centric.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say driver centric. I would just say the controls physically face you a little bit.
Isn't that every car?
Yeah, because when you say driver centric,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, every car kind of is about the driver operating it. Just like a fighter jet.
Tesla is like a fighter jet.
Yeah.
inside.
Which fighter jet? Like unless there's some cool fighter jet I don't know about, which is possible. I don't know anything about fighter jets. If there's one that has the like interior space,
You've seen Top Gun Maverick like 3 times. That's
my
the
only.
yeah, that's your reference.
That's my maximum Apparently, the Dodge Viper.
Well, there actually was like back in like the '60s when they made like custom cars.
Yeah,
there was like people actually like did like the like bubble like the
Yeah.
like the
Canopies.
Jetsons.
full on. Yeah,
Like-
that's fighter jet
Yeah.
inspired.
And apparently, like it really sucks. Like, just
sitting in a fucking greenhouse.
Yeah, you just like
baking.
Like it looks sick, but like you
Yeah,
can't
it looks
actually-
awesome.
You need like SPF 100.
Yeah, the
no matter
AC
what.
has to be
plastic.
plastic, a fucking dome.
You're like an ant under a magnifying glass.
Yeah, a greenhouse.
Yeah.
basically with your head in it in full sunlight
Maybe this was a bad
from
idea.
all angles.
A non like factory design.
Yeah, it's an orb of fiberglass. It looks sick, but it's hot in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting into it when it's parked in the sun.
Too bad the original Batmobile wasn't like because that has like the windshield
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
that look.
Yeah,
But it's a
it's like- it's like
convertible.
cutaway, yeah,
It should have
yeah.
gone non-convertible.
Yeah.
Adam West would be dead.
Okay.
He already is. Dead.
Well,
He would have been dead
He would have been
sooner.
dead.
Yeah,
a lot
we're
sooner.
dead even sooner. What time are we at?
Hour and 15.
Damn.
Keep it going.
All right.
Plus,
I
you're gonna
got-
cut out like probably 5 minutes.
I don't even think that much, but yeah.
Okay. I got a couple more. So when people say it sounds really dumb, like if you're not looking back at the car when you park,
You bought the wrong car.
you bought the wrong car or some version of that.
Yeah.
Like when you're not looking back at the car, I look back at the Camry. Like
You're
who
like,
doesn't
Yeah.
look back at their car after that? Like if you're not looking back
Yeah.
at your car. Who doesn't just admire some aspect of any car that they're driving? Fucking $4,000 Crown Vic. You're not gonna
Even
look
it's just
back
like
at that
Yeah.
thing.
looking at it and like remembering some road trip you took and like
Yeah, fucking looking back at your car. If you're not looking back at your
I just walk away like it's
I think that more like describes like the person than the car.
Yeah,
I think. Like I'm sure there's tons of people. Like most people don't, but like not because of the car, just because they don't. give a
yeah.
fuck
Okay,
about
fair
cars.
enough. If you're not into
Well, just
cars,
like how like you can be like there like when we would drive the Fieri around, like for all the attention it got, it's like there were people that like
yeah, they don't.
they could like
notice.
they could cross the street in front of like the stupidest like most
yeah.
obnoxious car ever, and like not
And
even
not
like,
look at
not
it.
even
Acknowledge it.
glance at
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, by the numbers, that was probably more. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Did more than 50% of people not notice? I think that
I'm not sure what that car, but just
Yeah.
like there are like a fair number
They
of people
exist.
that like
There were people
like
who would
cars like do
yeah.
not even like cross their
Yeah.
like
Yeah, their
senses.
gaze, it would
Yeah.
cross in front of their gaze and it wouldn't phase them.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't like, we didn't see it.
Yeah.
That car couldn't have gotten more attention if it was on fire. like essentially, if
Yeah.
it was on fire, no less people would look at that thing.
which was a possibility.
It was
Yeah,
always
which was always in the back of your mind. Yeah.
I still have your fire extinguisher by the way in my
Oh,
garage.
good. Yeah. You should get that. Well, just, I guess two more and then two others.
that's all about drive through.
Oh, we can talk about drive-thrus. Okay, 5 more. I was watching a review for a convertible recently, and it just kind of like convertibles are neat.
Yeah.
I think they can be fun. I think it's you kind of romanticize how much you're gonna.
I think the thing with convertibles is like they need to be like they need to be like on two very opposite ends of the spectrum to me.
What do you mean?
It's like convertible either should be like a Miata or like some tiny British like sports
Yeah.
car, or it should be like a fucking like caddy,
Yeah, right.
like
boat.
any like kind of like anything in between those two,
Like a 3 Series convertible
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, like anything in
Just
between
like,
those two.
It's
like,
a car, but it's a convertible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some people. I think there are people who just like they love a convertible.
Yeah, right.
like they just like a sunroof. Like
Yeah.
it has to be a convertible. Like
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit
Right.
about the car.
Yeah.
I'm into the convertible part, not the car part.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like they don't. Really
My
care.
dad is like that about Corvettes specifically.
Yeah.
It's
He wants a convertible Corvette.
yeah, just like
That's
if
the only
like
type
if,
of
like if he's gonna
Corvette.
have a Corvette, like
It just has to be a convertible. Yeah, which
Yeah.
fair enough.
You got to be seen.
yeah,
It's part of the car.
yeah.
But anyways, it was a review, and most of the time, if they have the top down, they have the windows up.
while driving.
Yeah.
In a
So it's
review,
like
you mean?
convertible,
Yeah,
but
like-
just in general,
Yeah.
I've seen people do this. It's
Yeah.
the review reminded me of it,
Right.
but I see people driving with the top down
Windows
and the
up.
windows up,
Yeah.
and I think it does a lot for wind.
It does.
Yeah.
In the car, like the car might be like even maybe undrivable on
Yeah.
the
You get
highway.
you get
or
like the
whatever.
back. You get like the wind
Yeah.
that goes forward.
The buffeting, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like I get it. It helps.
Yeah.
But it's such a weak look.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Especially like if it's a 4-door convertible and like all
the windows are
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Wait, there's 4-door convertible?
It's just or
I mean, like a
back seat convertible.
Back-
like four windows.
Yeah.
convertibles.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just like I want to be exposed and out there, like, but not too much.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
just the top
just
of
a
me.
little bit. Like I don't like you're still like
I still want some protection.
I still want a little privacy. I still want
like
tinted
limo
windows.
tinted windows
Yeah,
on a
that'd be
convertible.
sweet.
super. I mean, maybe that'd actually be kind of neat.
Drug dealer.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I've
You can't
just
see
seen it a
me
few
unless you're
times.
tall. Unless you're in a big room.
You can only see my scalp.
Yeah, I want the top down, but there's too much wind. Yeah, but the windows. It's just like I don't know. It's kind of a bad look, and I've seen it a few times.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, they're
And there's also like when the top is up and they're just like driving down the highway and it's all like ballooned out.
Yeah, that's bad. Most convertibles with the top up, it's just a bad look.
Yes.
Like in general. I'm all about hard top convertibles.
yeah.
Like if you're going to do it, I get that they're heavy, but like you've already blown it
Yeah.
with the convertible option anyways.
Right,
And the
yeah.
hard top just looks like generally pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a best of both worlds thing. Okay, this is the last car topic. I was just kind of thinking the other day about like, generally if you're buying a car that's older, and it's like a popular car like Chevy SS or something,
Yeah.
and it's got like a 4-year production run, or like the M3 or the M5 is a good one.
Yeah.
It's like the year sort of matters, and the
Yeah.
earlier years are cheaper usually
right.
because they're like worse in some
Right.
way.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, they didn't add the like variable valve timing until
Yeah, yeah.
like the
Kind
year
of
3.
like the Nissan GTR.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean that one's a little different because every year I'm pretty sure they get different.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. It's like
Yeah.
the early ones.
Like they're always going to be the least desirable.
Yeah, it's like they're almost always going to be the least desirable. Which, just a side note, is kind of funny because I've been watching M5 auctions the
Yeah.
last few weeks,
like a hawk.
like a hawk.
taking notes.
Taking notes on what works and what doesn't. I've got all my fake accounts lined up to ask the right questions.
All your fluffers.
Yeah, all my fluffers were all me. And there'll be the early 2000, the first year of the M5. The headlights and the taillights look different.
Yeah.
Like they didn't come out with the like angel eyes until the second.
The halo.
man.
The halo.
The
angel.
halo eyes,
yeah.
whatever they're actually called, Corona eyes or something.
Was it what was it that or the M? Which
That was the first car, E39.
Was it? Damn.
That introduced them. Yeah, that was the first. That was the angel
yeah,
eyes.
Yeah, because like
It was a big deal.
yeah, I
01.
remember they would sell those headlights for like
Yeah, anything.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah, now they kind of look like cheap.
Yeah.
got those like halo angel eyes
Yeah,
for my S10.
Yeah, for my Civic. Yeah, right. For my truck. Yeah, my F-150. My 91 F-150.
Angel.
Yeah. Pinstripe.
Shitty ass angel
Why do they call
eyes.
them angel eyes?
It just came out of
halos,
the
bro.
ether.
Oh, but
I
the
think because
eyes-
they're rings.
Yeah, I can see
like
the
an
halo. I can
angel's
see the halo,
ring.
but like angel eyes.
Angels have halos.
I don't know.
Oh, I guess they're not. They're not saying that it looks like an angel's eyes. They're saying that the eyes of a car.
You know how you know how slang comes around,
maybe
bro.
when you're on the street.
Where did the term yeet come from? Or damn Daniels. It's like how it works. Okay, so
Oh,
anyways.
God.
So anyways, the first year doesn't have those.
Yeah.
And the like gauges are black.
So
and
yours
then the
has
next-
yours has the angel.
Mine is the last year. So
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
final year, which is like the best.
Right,
It's the last fucking year.
Yeah.
But there's dudes in the comments who'll be like, these early 2000 models are going to end up being the sought after ones.
Still.
like these, I actually prefer the. And it's just like, do you by chance own the 2000?
Yeah.
Someday these are going to be worth way more than the.
People are going to come around.
Yeah, people are going to like, these are the ones collectors are 120 years from now.
They're gonna realize-
Once the angel eye
They're going to realize the LT1 is better than the LS.
Yeah, actually, the first year, if you look at the GT350 from 80 years ago, that's the same trick. So, anyways, like that just kind of cracks me up. But so cars usually the early years are like like worse
Just
and
like-
cheaper because of
Just
it.
the 04 STI, the transmission's glass.
Well, I would say
Yeah.
not necessarily. I don't think that's really the case for like 60. Like I'd say like 80s and newer, maybe.
Exactly. It tends to be the case.
Yeah, Right, yeah.
Certain stuff, it's like, no, the first one was the
Right,
best
yeah,
because then
yeah.
they fucking did a bunch of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Second year has a bunch of like smog pumps
Right.
or whatever.
Like
whatever.
70 to 71. Yeah.
And that's kind of what they were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like some, just like
Right.
the 67
Yeah.
and a half Mustang.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
no, this is not like that.
Right.
But I was kind of thinking like, do really
Actually, just
ahead.
on that subject, I just want to bring up the 2010 Mustang
the
GT,
one that looks,
which is like probably that has to be like the worst.
is a single year.
Is that the
Yeah,
one right
2010.
before they switched to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they switched
So, like,
to the new body style,
In 2010.
but it was still the 4.6
yeah,
liter
yeah.
V8.
Not the single overhead cam.
And then the next year, the Coyote came out.
Yeah. And it was weird because like I think like even when that car went on sale, like people already like kind of
They kind of knew.
like you knew like Ford is like working on this like crazy
Yeah.
new motor.
Well, I think you get a lot of people who are like, no, this is the last of the.
I just can't really think of like another like where just like
Yeah.
the next year like just
that one is,
pulverized.
that one is drastic.
It went from like 300 to like 420 horsepower.
Yeah, that one, I don't think there's ever been anything that's that crazy.
one and like in the same car like other
1 year too.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's got to be the worst offender. Like I was thinking maybe some of those like the like BMW Roadsters when they went from like the E36 6-cylinder to the remember the like clown shoe. The, like, That's like 240 horsepower to 330, I think,
yeah.
something like that. Maybe a little less.
Yeah.
But still, that one's probably the worst. The Z06.
I think
was like
it
that.
also went from a 5-speed to a 6-speed.
Oh boy, 4-speed. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So that's a good example. So I was kind of wondering, like, does that happen with really expensive cars? And then I was kind of thinking, like if it was like that with the Veyron or something, or it's like, well, you want the like 2012
You want-
Veyron. Like the later ones are way better, but
Yeah.
if you only have like 800,000.
If you only have 1.4 million.
Yeah, just kind of trying to imagine like kind of a worn out Veyron with like 60,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
someone just actually drove
Used
it.
Yeah.
And it's got like hang hooks on it or something. And it's still a fucking Veyron.
So 45,000 miles.
Yeah, it's like kind of, it's still like nice, but like the bolster is like kind of
It's a little
fucked up.
worn.
Yeah, it's like a little bit worn out.
Steering wheel's peeling.
I was just thinking it would be funny. It was like, yeah, I would avoid the 11 and 12 Veyron. And I mean, you're going to pay a little less. The budget conscious. Yeah.
You'll make up for it in maintenance.
Yeah.
You'll spend more time in the shop.
Yeah, I just wonder. I mean, at that level, are you still like cost conscious? Like, I've got enough for the Veyron,
It's the budget
but
pick.
I just can't. I could swing 900,000.
I don't want to
not
stretch
1.2.
too
Yeah, these early ones are a good value.
Yeah.
Like when they only have the 8-speed transmission and not the 9-speed.
Well, they only have like 930 horsepower.
Yeah, it's the
versus like
1020.
Yeah.
They only ran like 41 psi through the 4 turbos. Aren't those quad turbo?
I don't know. I think so.
Are they
but yeah.
fucking It's a 16-cylinder.
Yeah.
With 4 turbos. Yeah. Anyways, I wonder what the highest mileage Veyron is. Like, do you think there's one with more than 10,000 miles?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
But
Like, has anyone ever done their like 30,000 mile service? And all? Like, I really, someone's working on them. Okay. And finally, actually, I'm just going to put this in here before the end. Finally, I was thinking how funny it was. Like V12s are just kind of funny motors in general. They're sort of funny. Yeah. But I was thinking of like how you'll refer to a 4-cylinder like a 4-banger.
four popper.
Yeah, like a 4-popper. But it just sounds kind of funny when you talk about a 12-banger.
Yeah.
Or something, like kind of downplaying the motor. What motor's in it? Yeah, 12-banger.
12er.
Yeah, it's got 12 popper.
Yeah.
But then I think it'd be pretty sweet to call it a 16 banger in the Veyron. What's in it? 16 banger?
Yeah.
V16.
Yeah, it's got a W.
16.
How many cylinders? 12, 14? Oh, 16.
It is pretty sweet.
16 cylinder.
Like you still see like it's pretty common for people to say V4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that just be like
V4.
I think
I
because
have, I have a lot of coworkers at work that, like the new Silverados, come with turbo 4-cylinders,
Yeah,
like
it's
base.
V4.
They go, is this the V4 model?
yeah, it's still like that's probably like
the most
it's probably like the dumbest and most
Yeah.
it's like purely just because people described V6 and V8 as
Yeah.
V.
Like that's it.
You just don't know.
It's like it's a V. There's V4. There's
V4.
V6.
Yeah.
Yeah. V16.
I think it's because like 4-cylinder is like the only motor that doesn't really come in a V.
Yeah.
Like every other motor was at
Everything
least,
else
like, offered
does.
as
Yeah.
a V. So,
Yeah.
V4.
V4. Close enough. I think even 2 cylinders. Or maybe a motorcycle.
Yeah.
V4. 16 bangers. Man. Okay. And finally. This was cracking me up the other day because I think I was at Chipotle or something. But a lot of places do this where the trash, you go to throw stuff away and there's 3 bins.
Oh, speaking of like Japan is like known for that.
What, like
yeah,
every
Separating trash.
16 bins?
Yeah, yeah. Like even like in,
Type of
even like in
plastic or
your
something.
house.
Yeah.
Like trash is probably like the lamest thing about Japan.
Yeah.
Like from an outsider's perspective, like when you take out your trash, it's like Wednesday is like plastic day,
Yeah.
and like Thursday
okay.
is so it's like and like
Loose paper
and like you
day.
can't you can't just like throw it out.
Yeah. There is no throw it out.
Yeah.
It goes into one of the chutes.
Yeah.
There's no miscellaneous.
Yeah, it's like every trash can is like burnable trash, non-burnable trash.
Yeah.
Damn, how would you know?
You better
Oh, I mean,
figure it out.
it's mostly just like plastic.
What if you
It's
make a
not
mistake?
burnable.
Well, if you don't like prison, you better figure it out.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. If you don't like death row,
What if you're like, I don't
Yeah.
know?
If you don't like,
if you don't like being
the-
strapped to the electric.
yeah. If you don't like being whipped with the Shinto stick or whatever, one of those. Isn't there some kind of punishment that involves sticks and hitting?
I mean, with enough like fuel, anything's burnable. So
Yeah, it's all burnable trash. So anyways, like this is not that bad. That would never work here because there'll be what I've seen is at least 3.
It's like recycling and
compost,
Like
landfill, recycling, and they're almost always all full of trash.
there's like no difference.
It's like indiscernible.
Yeah.
There's metal burrito bowl trays,
Cups,
and each
napkins.
of them, it's just this overflowing mess.
Yeah.
and it's just like, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm
try.
progressive or whatever. Yeah, I'm just like landfill. I don't fuck with those.
It's just all just one bag underneath.
Yeah, it's just 3 compartments. I'm like, and the landfill's always the most full. It's just like, get in.
just get out of my sight.
Get in there. Yeah, who cares? Overflowing.
Isn't the argument is like, well, it's someone's job to sort through this.
It is, and like, God bless them. So I'm not making their lives any easier when I'm mashing stuff in
That guy's got
landfill.
job security.
Yeah, they should just make those higher paid jobs and get rid of the whole fucking system. It's
Yeah.
just like it all gets sorted.
Yeah.
It all gets sorted somewhere down the line. You don't worry about it because you're not doing a good job anyways.
Yes.
And we're just gonna like pay for this to be done. It's more job creation, trying to create jobs. Okay, this is the last one. It's pretty dumb, but I was at work, and someone was showing me something on a computer. I was like, "Oh, well, let's look into it." You know, like we were trying to like research something. I was like, "Well, let's figure it out." And so it wasn't like, "Oh, like come look at this funny YouTube video." It's
Yeah.
like we're trying to do
Yeah,
work,
right.
like it's serious. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Brass tacks.
Yeah, and she's looking something up, and she has to do a CAPTCHA.
Yeah, like click on the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
is it
click
the-
like
is it
click
the
on the
pictures?
bicycles.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
bridges.
Yeah.
Like, prove you're not a human. Like, where are the bus crosswalks on this image? And I just thought it was kind of funny because, like, first of all, just looking over someone's shoulder while they operate a computer is
Yeah.
kind of funny
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just seeing how quickly they can Google something.
which you actually do a lot in Japan. Like it's like on the train, like everyone is on their phone looking at something.
Yeah. So if
and
you're not on your phone.
I'm quite a bit taller than the average person.
Yeah.
There's like, so I could like be standing like on a crowded train and see like be watching over like 4 different people.
Yeah.
Like on their phone.
Watching how they interact with their
Well,
technology.
it's more just kind of like what are they? It's like,
what are you doing?
It's like this guy's watching baseball. Like this guy's reading a comic book. Like
bank account, social media. Oh, you got a text.
Oh, Instagram.
Yeah, this is not as much of a like
Personal.
voyeuristic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not like getting turned on watching her Google something. But it's just kind of funny watching how they like how fast you open a browser.
Like, you're missing one. You're missing one. Like
like, and so this is even more of that watching someone solve a CAPTCHA. Because they're not that hard, but they're not like
you still
instant.
You still have to look at them.
You still have to like think.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because in my head, I'm like doing it too.
Yeah.
You know,
You've already figured it
top
out.
left, top left.
Nope,
top
that's
left.
a bike. That is a bicycle. Like it's going to fucking, I just thought it was funny because it's just like this little moment and it's not like, you have to do it. she can't be like, oh, these dumb pop-up ads.
Skip.
No, you got to do it.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
Solve the little puzzle. Don't fuck up. I'm watching you.
Show us you're human.
Show you're smarter than a robot. Yeah, I just thought it was funny. She did do it.
Damn.
But then, she was. We were kind of like in a rush. She was like, let's look this up. She was like, God damn it. and then it like fills it in with new ones. Like you'll pick 4 and they go away, and then it's like, what about the second
Choose the size.
She's like,
Round 2.
Yeah. I just thought it was pretty funny.
There's at my work, there's quite a few coworkers that are older than me, like they're part of the older generation, and it just seems like that generation like didn't grow up with computers. So the way they type is with 2 fingers, like they're 2 index fingers. They only use 2 things, and they have to look at the keyboard while they're doing it. So there'll be like multiple times where I'm standing over their shoulder and they're like trying to like type it or like Google something.
Yeah, you're like, fucking type
so
it.
they're like looking at the keyboard, typing it with only 2 fingers, and I'm looking at what they're typing. I'm like, you did a typo. Like they typed in the wrong thing. Yeah. And then they like look up and they go, oh.
Yeah.
And then they're like trying to navigate
that.
Like,
you're not actually typing in the address bar.
That true. Yeah, that true. Yeah. They'll start typing and then like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, they're just typing into nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, you missed a click there.
Gotta wait for you to realize your mistake.
Loading. Yeah. Okay, now we're on YouTube. No, you have to. Yeah. The other one that this is like just in the name of technology humor. Watching, like I was in class, a couple months ago, and I always cringe when it's like, we're going to watch a video, or it's like they're doing a PowerPoint and there's a YouTube link in the PowerPoint. Yeah. So they're clearly going to try to like show a YouTube video.
Skip these ads.
I just already tense up like, oh, fuck. They have to like navigate to a browser and like figure out audio all of a sudden and like how to full screen this thing. And
skip ad.
Skip the ad. Yeah.
Skip ad. And then the other one is the video will play and they're trying to like go back into the lecture. And I'm like, that thing's going to fucking autoplay next video. And it's not going to be about the Bill of Rights or whatever the fuck it's going to be like,
it's going to be your own personal algorithm.
Yeah. Or it's going to be fucking like Dude Perfect doing like water bottle flips off the Eiffel Tower or just something that's like way, like way
schoolyard fights.
Yeah. It's going to be like World Star Burger King fight or something.
That'd be sweet if they were signed into their person and you can like see like the recommended videos on the side so you can see what they're
dump
into.
Truck failed.
Because you watched people falling off bridges.
Right.
Yeah, the other funny one is like someone's got their computer on a projector and everyone's watching it, and then they're getting little Outlook notifications. Like, ring! Yeah. And you're always just like, who the fuck? Who is like, like, oh, I'm reading that. Yeah. Like, please be juicy from your divorce attorney. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Well, I feel like
I have one more thing.
Oh, there's more.
So
let's keep it going.
Hold on. The other day we went to In-N-Out because like I was kind of craving it
after being away.
Yeah. So we went and like.
There's no In-N-Out in Japan.
Do they have burgers in Japan?
Yeah, they got burgers, but
there's no In-N-Out?
They did have like they have occasionally they have like some like In-N-Out like pop up thing.
Wow, that would go nuts if that was
but they don't have like a permanent thing. Yeah. Although I could see it happening.
My god, it'd be crazy.
Anyway, so like In-N-Out is like notorious for having like the longest fucking like drive-through line.
Yep.
Yeah.
probably of any fast food place.
Well, Chick-fil-A's up there too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like, so like routinely, like,
worse,
like at least around here, like dinner time,
It's into the street.
Yeah.
it's like they'll
Whatever street it's on.
Yeah,
it's into
but
the
it's like I don't know how many, but I'd say there's probably like 50, like 50 cars.
Oh, yeah,
like there
sure.
can be
Yeah,
like
it can, yeah,
there can
during
routinely
like
be
a
like
lunch
50
rush
cars
or
like
dinner
lined
rush.
up
Yeah.
in a drive-through. But anyway, so like we went there and we don't go in the drive-through because it's fucking we're stupid.
Yeah.
Like waste that. But anyway, so like we were walking past the drive-through, and I see like one lady in another car like talking to the lady behind her. Like this lady in this like Range Rover is like trying to talk to the lady behind her.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are they like? Are they like beefing or like
Yeah.
scrapping
So,
or
like,
something?
Yeah, you better get out your phone and start
Yeah,
recording.
and then I see like the In-N-Out like employees kind of like
coming up.
walking over there too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? And then like I realized that like something like fucked up on her car.
Oh.
Oh, like it broke down?
Yeah, like she like for whatever reason like she couldn't get it, she couldn't get it to move.
She couldn't move.
And I was like, oh man.
Oh, no.
And I was like, which I hadn't really thought like.
And she was already in.
She was like in like the like
She's trapped.
the main
She's in the
drive-thru.
curbed
She's
area.
in the tube.
She was like already past where you order.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dear.
And I was like, oh man. But then like apparently they like fixed it pretty quickly because I didn't see like
It was moving.
yeah, like
The
it was
tube
moving like
flowing
a
again.
few minutes later.
They probably fucking bulldozed her into the street.
But I was just like, man, like what would happen if your car like actually got disabled?
Yeah.
Like what are they
Like
gonna
badly.
Yeah.
And it's like a
can't-
truck or
Yeah, but-
something.
Yeah, you can't get into neutral.
Yeah, we need like a forklift.
Yeah, whoop, I don't, sorry.
Yeah, because there's like 50 cars lined up, just like not like why isn't the line moving?
Can you imagine like backing the line up to get the tow truck
I
in
know.
there or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, so I was like, man, this might be sweet. To
Yeah,
watch,
hold
man.
on. We're getting it for here. We're
I'm
gonna
gonna get a front row.
we're gonna post up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to me, like, so In-N-Out, the first, like, I don't know, 15 cars, it's like, this is how the line goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
it's
can
made
get-
for this. Yeah.
they can get all fucked up where it's
Yeah.
like, now it's going into the parking lot of, like, Lowe's
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
like, Home
Yeah, yeah,
Depot.
yeah.
Like, it's just, there's sort of, like, make your own line
Yeah.
at a certain point. Like, those always kind of crack me
And it's
up.
like literally like to drive. I don't know about all of them, but like the one that I go to, it's like to get up to the parking spots that are like near the restaurant. You have to like drive through. You have to like dissect the
Yeah.
drive through.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
they have to leave a gap.
Yeah,
to not block the
Yeah.
path.
Yeah, you're the gap guy, and then you're all anxious that someone's gonna like
just
cut in front.
cut
Oh,
you
don't
off.
worry. It crossed my mind
Yeah.
because you literally like crossed.
Oh,
like,
what? Sorry.
I thought you were letting me in.
I didn't know that was the line.
Oh, that's a line.
I didn't know the line started like 3 blocks.
Yeah, most people wouldn't know. Only the first like few people behind you. You don't.
It's not an official line.
Yeah, there's no fucking load you, the line police.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Honestly,
about
like
it?
what
Man,
kind of
that would start some beef. I bet.
what kind of person is like?
I'm gonna wait,
Yeah, like I want In-N-Out,
but I don't want to get out of my car.
but I don't want to get out of my
Well,
car, and I have like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think the main thing is like I could see if you have kids or something where it's like I don't mind waiting. I just don't want to modify this scene. Everyone's
Yeah.
fucking strapped in to their
Garrett has kids.
seats
Yeah,
and whatever.
like,
I'm just saying I
know,
can
but
imagine.
Yeah, but for me, like as having kids, like the last thing I want to do is be stuck in a
Sit in a
fucking
car.
line with them. For
I
40
can just
minutes.
imagine something where
Yeah,
you don't mind waiting.
Yeah.
I'm listening to a podcast.
Yeah, like AC's running
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I could see that.
Did you
My
know?
time is worth little.
My time is completely worthless. A lot of decisions that I regret in my life, and now it's led to this.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that? I just learned this the other day that every In-N-Out has a crossed palm trees in front of it.
Yes.
Do they?
know that.
Yeah, I did not
Like,
know that.
Like,
Like it's
in front of the
it's like
restaurant?
purposely done where it's 2 palm
Oh, right.
trees and they're like
I did not-
physically crossed.
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I was like, no fucking way. And so I went on Google, like, Earth, Google Maps, and I like checked out and I was like,
Yeah, they bring them in. I don't think they like grow them.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
they bring
yeah.
them in like at a certain height, but then they grow over time. But
Yeah.
obviously,
They're also all identical layouts.
Yeah.
Inside.
Oh,
which
really?
is like, yeah, it's like that. The cash registers
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and like
The
that's
seats
like,
are there, yeah.
they are identical.
I mean, that's how the original McDonald's was too, like back in the 50s or whatever.
yeah, 70 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They too had their
Yeah.
shit together. Yeah, In-N-Out is like pretty Japanese feeling.
Yeah.
Like I'm curious if it would feel because you go to Starbucks in Japan, you're like, this is way better than American Starbucks. Like this is a much nicer experience
Yeah.
than America. Where I don't know. It's pretty efficient.
Yeah.
and like friendly, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to
Yeah.
see.
It's definitely like high tier.
Yeah, high tier, AAA, S tier fast food. Yeah. Okay.
Whatever
well,
the spectrum that Popeyes is at the bottom.
Yeah. On a range from Popeyes to In-N-Out, how well run do you think this business is? Okay. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. If you want to hear our very kind of lame thoughts about the Corolla GR, little review video posted on Patreon.
Full review.
Full review, folks. Yeah, I don't think we touched an interior button.
Full verdict.
Yeah, final verdict. Yeah, you can check that out on Patreon. And we will be back at some point
For the big 100.
Yeah, the big 100.
Oh, that's right. And let me just say preemptively, like, congratulations to the seller and buyer
Yeah,
of Coyne's
congrats.
M5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Congratulations to all parties.
Congrats to me and the person who bought it.
Well bought and well
Well
sold.
sold.
Yeah, and fair. It was fair.
It was a fair
well
deal
bought
for
and
all.
sold.
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
You know what?
Everyone got out of it
Everyone's
happy.
happy in that transaction.
Everyone's happy here. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
See ya.